I struggled a lot because I couldn't breathe and my body was suddenly getting cold. My pulse rate suddenly dropped, and I realized that I was very close to death. Then, gradually, my body started to completely relax, but I could feel that my soul was about to leave my body for the last time. As I was lying on the hospital bed, it felt like a portal opened in the ceiling above me, just like how a portal opens. As I was looking at them, they came a little closer, and my soul left my body. On the way, I saw as if we were passing through the sky with lots of stars and such, just like it usually is. The galaxy was so peaceful that I had absolutely no desire to come back. The spiritual guides were very vibrant in the form of light, and they moved at incredible speed. I mean, it was as if, together with them, I crossed the entire universe in just a few moments. When I looked down, the whole universe appeared so beautiful, just like what we call a galaxy. It was so stunning, and I felt in my heart how beautiful this sight was.
Radhe Radhe Pooja ji, a very warm welcome to you.
Radhe Radhe.
You have placed a very beautiful idol of Radha Krishna behind you. It is so lovely and so enchanting that just looking at it fills the heart with joy. It feels as if we are truly receiving their blessings for our video today, and whatever we hear today will be by their grace.
Absolutely.
So Pooja ji, shall we continue with this video today? Before we move ahead, I would like you to tell me and my viewers a little bit about yourself.
So, as for my introduction, I consider myself a soul first and then a body. Whatever purpose God has sent me here for, all those things are just flowing along with the journey of life. So, my introduction is that my name is Pooja, and my husband, whom you can say is the charioteer of my life. This is no small thing. God has been so gracious, and after so many tests, if He has made him hold my hand, I am truly very grateful to Him. And as you might have seen on my Instagram, I am an animal lover. And along with that, as much as God blesses me, I try to serve all living beings. Whatever service is going on, it is all by His grace.
Yes, absolutely. When I found you, when I reached out to you on Instagram, the thing I liked most about you was the love and compassion you have in your heart for living beings. That is what made my respect for you grow so much, because I rarely see this quality in people, that deep compassion and love for animals. If someone has such kindness and love for animals in their heart, then that person is truly considered a divine being in this age of Kali Yuga, because I don't see that kind of love even among humans. Very few people have this quality, so those who do are chosen by God, and seeing that compassion in you made me very happy. Mine?
Actually, the truth is that God chooses certain people so that through us, these children can receive service and care.
Yes.
Otherwise, we are nothing really. In front of God, we are just His children. If we receive His grace, anything is possible.
Yes, Pooja, yes, now as we have moved forward. And the purpose of today's recording was that you received a new life. After your death, you were given a new life. So I would like you to tell me and all my viewers who are watching and listening to you today in full detail about that entire incident, how you died, and after your death, what you saw when you went to that other world, and then how you were given life again. And since then, what changes have come into your life?
As they say, many people must have heard about near death experiences, maybe even Googled it. And many people have been in such situations where, after death, their soul returns to the same body, and these people come back having seen quite a lot. And maybe it could happen that if we talk about this topic, the other person might accept it, or they might present their own arguments and counter arguments. So I would just like to request everyone that whatever has happened with me, I will only present those exact words before you. Perhaps it's not even possible to explain these things in words because the experience itself was so wonderful and so beautiful. Many people are naturally afraid of the concept of death. But if you actually get to personally experience such a lovely, incredibly beautiful feeling, even now, I still have goosebumps just recalling all of it in my mind. So, first of all, I would truly like to thank God because even for the mistake that I made, God showed me so much mercy and profound kindness. Even while punishing me for that mistake, I was given a good experience and I have gained a lot of inspiration about how to live my life and in which direction I should go. So I'll start from the beginning with how I chose death. I mean, when the time hadn't come yet, by choosing, I mean that I had attempted suicide. At that time, I was 20 years old, and now it's been 14 years since that incident happened. 14 years ago, there were so many situations in life that made me feel like I wanted to give up everything. I felt like I was losing in life, but actually, it was a test from God to see which direction I would take myself in during such a difficult time, step by step. But maybe at that time I couldn't understand this, and I chose death because it seemed easier to me. My mind was very disturbed, so I took a lot of pills. After that, the situation I was in and the struggle I went through before that, after I took the medicines because of the overdose, I started feeling extremely restless. My head was spinning so much that it just wouldn't stop. Then my neighbor spoke to my father, and after talking to the neighbor, they managed to get me to the hospital. When we reached the hospital, since it was a suicide case, the doctor refused to take the case. They refused to take the case, and during that period, I struggled a lot. I couldn't breathe, my body was getting cold, my pulse rate had dropped drastically. I pleaded a lot with the doctor, and finally, they admitted me. After being admitted, I was slowly losing consciousness, and at the end, I realized that I was very close to death. There were so many situations. While I was lying on the bed receiving treatment, my parents were panicking a lot. I was talking to them, and they also understood that now death could not be avoided. They tried from their side. I was trying from mine. But since I had chosen this myself, I had no attachment left. If death came, so be it. And whatever the situation was, I had to accept it. As I was lying on the bed, my consciousness was slowly fading and I was shouting a lot. In those last moments, what happens is that we focus more on our final wishes. At the time of death, my brother wasn't with me. My parents were there. I was talking to them. I told them, if I die, please don't grieve for me. Live your life happily and don't be sad for me. I was seeing my father's tears, and then I was trying to console my mother, and I was shouting a lot. My last wish was to meet my brother, but he was out of town at that time, so he couldn't come. He came the next day. So, as I was lying on the bed, I was remembering my brother, shouting his name loudly, and even the doctor said that it was already too late and the overdose was very high. So, at that point, there was nothing more we could do. Everything was left to God's will. I was on oxygen in the ICU on a ventilator, and that was the situation. Then slowly my body started to completely relax, but I could feel as if at the very last moment the soul moves within the body, searching for a way out. So, in that state, I was feeling extremely restless and my body was suddenly becoming very cold. It was as if my body had turned to ice. That's how cold it had become. And I even knew exactly what time I would go. I was so aware that I knew I would die at 2 o'clock, and this incident of death happened around 2 at night or somewhere between two conversations. I can't tell the exact timing because I wasn't that conscious. So gradually, my body started to completely relax. And after some time, I saw that I was lying on the hospital bed and the ceiling above me, just like a portal opens. That's how a portal opened. And I was pointing at it with my finger like this, showing it. There was no one around me because the doctor had asked both my mom and dad to wait outside since it's not allowed in the ICU. So I was pointing like this with my finger, and suddenly, like an angel, well, you can't really call it a picture. It was as if the angel itself.
Yes, I mean, there was some kind of image, right? If that's what you want to say.
Yes, I mean, I saw an angel. So, as I was looking at them like this, they came a little closer, and it was as if my soul left my body. When my soul left, I didn't understand anything at all. People say that when the soul leaves the body, it feels like 100 scorpions stinging you, but I didn't feel anything like that. Maybe it was God's grace, or perhaps it was the result of your good deeds. So, at that very moment when my soul finally left my physical body, I encountered those mysterious beings, let's call them Yamduts for now, or perhaps spiritual guides whose purpose is to show us the correct way and safely take us to our final destination. Immediately after my soul had departed, I found myself following them quite naturally. It felt exactly as if I were walking right behind them in a state of complete wonder. Along the way, I clearly saw that we were passing through the vastness of the sky, and there were so many countless stars surrounding us, appearing just like a magnificent glowing galaxy. That is truly how it appeared to me in that moment. And it is often said that when the soul leaves the physical body behind, the surrounding atmosphere becomes so incredibly relaxing, so deeply peaceful, and so profoundly beautiful that it feels as if you have become completely and utterly disconnected from this physical earth. There were no memories, nothing at all, and I felt so incredibly light that I probably can't even describe that experience in words. It was such a state of peace. And perhaps, if any of you have experienced it, at least from what I felt myself, I had absolutely no desire to come back. So, our soul, the spiritual guides, were extraordinarily vibrant in the form of life, what we would describe as pure light, a truly magnificent and divine light that filled the space. And our soul was somewhat less radiant than theirs, meaning
You are explaining it so beautifully. Now, don't be nervous, even though you're sharing your experience like this on camera for the first time. And at the Trust Puja Sister, you're explaining it very well. I can truly feel your experience because I record the near death experiences of many people, and almost everyone describes the same thing. When the soul leaves the body, since the soul is energy, it is a white light. It itself is a white light. When it leaves the body, it doesn't want to come back into this prison because the body is in a way, a prison for us. If anyone is kept in a jail, even if you're given good food and everything you need, and then you're offered freedom outside, you'd say, I'd rather eat plain lentils and bread outside, but I don't want to stay inside those four walls of the jail. The same thing happens with the soul.
I would truly like to mention here that the soul or the spiritual guide who comes to take you away, it is not always a frightening or scary experience at all. The specific one who came to take me away, I felt such an immense sense of peace and deep comfort with them that there was not even a single thought in my mind of being scared or feeling uncomfortable in any way. They gave me plenty of time, treated me very kindly and with great respect, and then they peacefully took my soul along with them. And just as the soul begins its journey, it was incredibly fast, meaning that with them, in just a few moments, we crossed the entire universe. Don't even think about it, where it would take people millions of years to reach. For scientists to reach there, but for your soul, the journey happens at such a high speed that you get there in just a few moments. So, the mysteries of this universe, researching them is truly a huge deal because even our imagination can't reach that far. As we kept going higher with them, the atmosphere around us was so blissful, it just felt so full of happiness. So, after reaching one level, we went up and stopped there, and the view they saw from up there, they stopped too, and I stopped along with them. So when I looked down, the entire universe appeared so beautiful, like what we call the Milky Galaxy. It was just so stunning, and I felt in my heart how beautiful this sight was. It's something you can't really describe in words, you can only feel it. As soon as I felt this, I sensed a voice telling me that my time hadn't come yet, so I would have to go back. As soon as I felt that, it was like my soul re entered my body and I came back to life. This experience, maybe I can't fully explain it in words, but if you ask me to describe it in one word, it was truly amazing and blissful for me.
Yes, I would like to ask you a question here. You mentioned that when the soul looks for a way out of the body, when it is the very final moment, which gateway did you choose? Through which gateway did you leave the body?
Yes, I truly feel that in my specific case, my soul exited through my heart chakra because you can actually sense it all around you. The soul travels throughout your entire physical body. And after that process is complete, exactly how it decides where to go next, I simply do not know. But I felt that my soul exited through my heart chakra, and I would like to add one thing. If I get a chance in life and if I get an opportunity to purify myself, then obviously I would want that the next time my soul leaves my body, it should exit from the upper level. For that, I will have to accumulate a lot of good karma and do many other things. They say that the more you work for your future, the more you should work for the light of your soul, not just for this life. Because you are only thinking about this birth, but you don't know whether you will attain liberation or not. And your ultimate goal is to achieve liberation. Whatever you are doing for that. So why not mold this soul into that framework? No matter how many births we have to take, it should be stored in our memory that we have come here for a purpose and we have to achieve that. Let me tell you. Since I was in 11th grade, I have felt that my life is on a spiritual level because the impressions from your past lives also come along with your soul. So, as you ask me how I connect with God, so I would like to tell you that even from before, I have always believed in karma yoga since childhood. And it's not that someone taught me this, or that I was inspired by something else, or that it was influenced by someone else. There are many things, like I have read the Bhagavad Gita, and there are many other things. And since I am into spirituality, I feel that perhaps my actions from previous lives or the journey I have had so far have led me in this direction to move forward on the path of karma yoga. And whatever exams or tests come in life, whatever tests God gives, I try to give my 100% in them, and whatever happens next, I accept it as God's grace.
Yes,
And anyway, if He is with us, then everything will be all right.
it will be.
One thing,
And I would like to ask you one more thing, Pooja sister. You said that when your soul was leaving your body, that is, when it had already left, when the portal opened and your soul left your body, you saw Yamdoots and you saw spirit guides, meaning some angels came and Yamdoots came. The pictures we have seen of Yamdoots, we have seen them with buffaloes with big horns and in a dark form like Yamaraj in a frightening form. Did they also appear to you in that same form?
no, honestly, as I have already explained to you before, they were actually incredibly gentle. And they were also very deeply compassionate in their overall demeanor and behavior. I felt that their presence was very soothing, so they did not have a fierce form at all. Perhaps it also depends on your karma, or in many cases, I've heard that some people see shadows or even witness fierce forms. But in my case, it wasn't like that. I had a very positive experience. As I was told regarding karma, even before this incident happened in my childhood, it's not like I chose death because of a mistake. From my childhood up until the time this incident happened. I mean, you don't even have to teach a child that you shouldn't kill any living being or cause anyone pain. There were so many instances in my life up to that point that even if it was just a mosquito, I valued its life. So I don't remember ever having killed any living being myself. Even in childhood, I always had that sense of respect for living beings or the ability to understand others' pain. All these values that I received as part of my upbringing, maybe it's all because of past deeds, but I've had a very good experience because of it.
Yes, yes, yes. That's very beautiful. So tell me one thing, when you made that mistake about 20, 15, or 14 years ago, as you mentioned, under the pressure of some situation, was your life before that just as spiritual as it is today? Even today, do you have the same compassion for living beings as you did before? But when you were about to leave your body, did you not feel even once that this is a life I am about to end? This too is a being of God. How am I ending something that is meant to be lived? Why didn't you feel that same compassion for yourself at that time?
All these things people say that everything is God's play. He doesn't let you reach the result directly or immediately. No matter how much you are beaten down, separated from everyone, or whatever happens, if you have that spark within you to progress spiritually, and if you surrender yourself to God, then He will support you from anywhere. Have so much faith in Him that, as I say, leave everything to Him. If you find that you don't truly believe yet, He will surely show you such incredible miracles and give you such profound personal experiences that, well, actually, I don't want to say too much about this right now. I have personally received a truly immense amount of divine grace from God. And because of that, I am feeling very, very deeply thankful to Him in my heart every single day.
Yes, yes. So Pooja ji, when you left this body and as a soul merged with the angels in that world, that galaxy where you could see everything from above, that other world which people call the home of souls, no soul ever wants to come back from there because from all the near-death experiences I have recorded, almost 99.9% of people have said that they absolutely did not want to come back. They were sent back forcefully. So the voice that you heard, because over there communication happens only through the mind itself. We don't have a mouth or a body there like we do now when we speak. The world of sound doesn't even exist there. So the one who told you that your time hasn't come yet and that you have to go back, did you see their form? Did you try to see that light? You
I only saw a blinding light that had come to take my soul. And their physical form was not like ours at all. They did not have hands or feet or anything like that. And just as they were approaching, they speak a lot and they truly could be a virtuous soul, or rather, their inner radiance was so incredibly intense that being with them, you feel such a deep sense of contentment that you don't even want to come back to reality. I mean, I can only vividly recall these things now, looking back at the memory of that light.
So when you received the gift of life from them and returned to your body, did you still feel the same pain, the same suffocation, the same agony, and the same coldness in your body? Or by then had your body become completely normal?
When I finally came back into my physical body, I remained completely unconscious for an entire day. After that period of time, when the medical doctors came back to treat me, I was talking to them just like a normal person would. And you truly won't believe it, but I didn't share this profound experience with anyone for many years, not even with my own parents or anyone else in my life. And you know, it doesn't just happen suddenly. Even if you have such incredible experiences, it can take you many years to fully realize them or to finally get that internal spark. So now, after all these long years have passed, I feel that what happened to me 34 years ago was truly a magnificent and great blessing from God. Truly, their grace has been immense and incredibly profound.
Yes. So after you recovered and came home starting a new life, have you ever had a direct encounter with God? You spoke about death and seeing that other world, but after returning to this living state, have you ever experienced God? Has he ever appeared before you or have you seen him in any form?
Actually, you don't see God in that way. Their auras connect with you. And for me, I mean, for many years, I've felt that connectivity. The way we know these gods by their forms or by their names, their aura, I mean, stays connected with you. So let me tell you, something like this incident happened to me over the years. Maybe I should share this. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't really know. But there are many such things. You must have heard that if someone comes back after death, certain things happen to them, like a miracle. So, some incidents like that happen with me too. If someone is about to die, meaning someone in my surroundings or someone I know, or even if I just see someone, then a few days or weeks beforehand, I somehow come to know that someone is going to die. And when this first started happening to me personally, I experienced this exact phenomenon about 34 different times. I couldn't tell exactly who the specific person was, but I would sense deep down that someone in my immediate surroundings or some kind of living being was going to pass away. what do we really call this? These strange intuitions, I would get the distinct feeling that someone was just about to die. In those first 34 cases, I didn't tell a single soul about it. Then gradually, I felt that if this is happening 100% of the time, I really should tell someone. So, whenever I started getting these strong intuitions, I began sharing them with my husband, saying, "Look, I feel that someone is about to die." And whenever I told him, within just a few days or so, it would happen. Within weeks, that person would pass away. So, this is a kind of power, or you could say these are intuitions through which we come to know such things.
When you first told your family that your soul had passed through that realm and come back, what was their reaction? Did they accept it, or did they think it was just your imagination?
No, actually, they accepted that it could be true, that such a thing could happen. So, at first, I spoke only to my husband about it, and he